Today I'm going to paint a wooden 3D spider model to give it a steampunk look. I haven't built the spider from scratch. I've used this woodcraft construction kit. You can buy these in a lot of hobby stores, children's toy stores, and of course online. So the first step is to unwrap this and construct a spider. I'm going to pop all the pieces out of each sheet but cunningly keep them together so I can follow the instructions and construct this correctly first time. Here's the constructed spider. The next step is to paint it. Before I paint it, I want to seal the wood using a varnish because this light dense wood will soak up any paint. So I'm just going to use a wood varnish. Any colour varnish will do really, because this is all going to be covered with layers of spray paint. Once the varnish has dried, I'm going to spray a coat of black plastic coat primer over the whole spider. I'm going to add some texture to the surface of the spider using some stone effect paint. This is a plasticoat version. I'm going to focus on the lower quarter and underside of the spider and try and keep as much of the top as smooth as possible. I've sprayed a small amount of the stone texture paint on the top part of the model as well, but focusing on the lower portions. Over the top of the stone effect paint, I'm going to spray another layer of matte black paint. The next layer is a copper spray paint, which I'm going to spray on the top of the spider. I want to focus on the front and top parts of the spider and try and leave the lower parts shadowed so they remain black. So to start off with, I'll spray from quite a distance because I don't want to get too much paint on in one go. I'm now going to paint the spider with a dark brown wash. What this will do is preferentially stick in the low parts of the spider and therefore pick out the detail. I'm now going to paint a layer of green verdigris coloured paint over the spider. Because verdigris is copper oxide, it will focus on areas where water will have collected, so particularly focusing on low points on the spider. So to make this, I'm just going to mix a white and green paint together to get a light coloured green. If you look on the internet, you'll see lots of examples of verdigris images which will give you an idea of the colour. I'm going to use a light green wash around the edges of the light patches to help give them more depth. You want this to overlap slightly so that they will blend in and look slightly more natural. Once the wash has dried, I'm going to dry brush around the verdigris areas to extend the area it covers. The idea of doing this is to build up different layers to give a nice oxidized look to the whole piece. It takes quite a lot of time when dry brushing a piece like this because of the shape. You want to add the paint slowly, so use a very little amount of paint on your brush and just gradually apply it to the areas that you want to show the light green staining. If you add too much in one go, it's difficult to remove, so gradually build it up until you get the required effect. For the eyes, I'm going to use these antique brass effect upholstery tacks. So I've taken two of the tacks and I've just cut the pin off, so these will glue onto the front of the spider. To finish the painting, I'm going to dry brush some copper paint on the high points of the spider. And here's the completed spider.